Have you been in a sales situation yourself where you've been working with a company for a while and everything might be going really well and you are solving your initial problems and maybe you're having some more problems and you need some more solutions and they approach you about offering you more products and services to help you solve more problems, but they just do it in a way that doesn't feel good, that just doesn't feel right, that just doesn't make you feel like they are really concerned about taking care of your needs as a customer, and they're more concerned about just bringing in more money for their own business. Well, today in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can do this upselling in a good way with your customers to make sure that they are happy to buy more of your products and services so that way you can grow your business and really deliver more value and solve more problems for your customers. So you've probably been on the other side of this where you've just been in a situation where the salesperson is trying to offer you something and maybe it's just not quite a good fit. Maybe they're trying to make it work for your scenario, but there's some questions and they don't really have the answers. Or maybe they're just not really sure how it would fit to your exact situation, or any of those things. Or maybe they're just trying too hard. Maybe you're telling them you're not quite ready, you're not quite interested, or maybe you're telling them, hey, I would like to see these certain benchmarks met first before we move on to something else. And they just aren't hearing you. They're just not listening. This is a common problem when it comes to ongoing relationships with businesses and their customers, and not only retaining those customers, but really trying to upsell, increase the value that these businesses can get from their customers. Some other signs that you could be doing upsells wrong or not in the best way could be too much follow-up. It could be too little follow-up. Again, the follow-up that you're doing could be pushy. Your salespeople or even maybe yourself could be trying to force products to fit your customers' needs that maybe aren't quite ready or they aren't quite right. Or maybe you have some new products and services you're trying to test out and you're really just excited about getting these products and services into the hands of your customers and having them use it and see how it benefits them, but it's just coming off in a way where you're really focused on selling that product or service versus helping your customer. And the big problem with this is that it just creates a negative environment for your customer. It creates this separation between you and them where they really just don't feel comfortable even continuing to do business at a certain level. If they are comfortable continuing doing business at that level, when they have those next problems that they need those solutions for, you might not be the first choice that they make to go to solve that next level of problems, because you've kind of created this negative environment, this negative feeling. Remember, especially in a sales situation, people are never going to remember exactly what you say, but they are going to remember how you made them feel.
That's right. That's right.
And so at every stage in the sales process, especially when we're trying to take care of our customers or trying to offer them more value, we want to make sure that we're taking care of them and that they feel taken care of. And so really the right way of going about upselling your customers, and really I don't even like the term upselling because it just sounds grimy in itself. What I like to say is offering your customers more value and solving more problems for them is just that. It is not looking at your customers and saying, great, what's another product or service we can sell them? But it's looking at your customers and saying, hey, what are some additional problems that they have? Great, we solved XYZ problem when they first came to us. Now what problems are they having that they've evolved from that initial problem with our initial product and service offering? What are some different solutions that they need right now to, again, get to the next level? And so you really want to have this environment where you're continuing to help your customers and you're offering them additional products and services that they really need, that's going to allow them to evolve and continue to work towards the goals that they have with your company.
Oh, interesting, interesting.
You know, when you're looking at upselling your customers or you're thinking about creating some additional products and services that you can offer them, you really want it to come from an organic place. You really want to make sure that you have built a relationship with your customer, you really understand them very well, and that these products and services you're going to be offering are going to be a natural fit to their evolution with your company. So again, if they had initial problem X, Y, and Z, you solve that, great. What is the next problem? The next offering that you have for them should really just organically make sense for them. It should fit. And the only way you're going to do that is by making sure that you know what your customers' needs are. After all, the whole point of upselling is to make sure that you're continuing to extend that long-term relationship that you have with your customer. We always talk about the fact that going out and getting a new customer is the most expensive and most time-intensive part of any business that you're going to have to go through, that you're going to have to invest time and resources into. And so, really, if you want to take a small business, even if you want to take a large business and make it larger, you want to scale up your business, the number one way to do that is really to focus on retaining your customers and increasing the value exchange that you have with them, so you're able to offer them additional products and services for the problems that they're continuing to have, and that they're going to become more valuable with your business, not only because they're just continuing to pay you for the initial service or product that you offered them, but now they're increasing the amount that they pay you with additional products and services that you're now offering them. And so a part of upselling is making sure that you are continuing to build on that initial relationship that you had. And you want to make this a goal of part of your upselling. You should not be talking about additional products or services if there is not a need, if it's not unequivocally going to help your customer improve their scenario and get closer to their goals. So how do we do this? How do we make sure that offering additional products and services to your customer is a good thing? It feels good for your customer, it makes sense for them, and it not only encourages them to spend more money with your business, but it strengthens that relationship. It shows them that you actually care. Well, the first thing is what we've already talked about, is having that relationship with your customer. I know I've said this a couple of times, but it rings true, and it's the most important part of making sure that you can keep your customers around and you can actually get more value out of them, is understanding who your customer is, having that relationship, understanding their problems, understanding their needs, understanding their motivations, and what's holding them back, what's causing them to push through any issues, any problems, any challenges that they're having. You need to understand all of those things so that way you can create, if you haven't already, or so that way you can time when you're going to offer those products and services. The other thing is, if you know your customer really well, then you're going to be able to predict when your customer is going to need those additional products and services. So in that initial offering discussion, or as you're continuing to manage that customer ongoing, you're going to be able to make recommendations and be able to forecast exactly when they're going to need and pre-sell some of these solutions and some of these services. Hey, when you get started with us, you may be buying X, Y, and Z, but eventually you're going to need A, B, and C, because you're going to solve that initial problem, and this is the next step. So when you can come across confidently and you know exactly already the challenges that your customer has and you have solutions lined up for them, then they're going to feel like you're more of a consultant than a salesperson. And they're going to feel very comfortable coming to you with any challenges they have, any problems they have, and they're going to want to rely on you, not just come to you and ask questions, but rely on you for further information and further problem solving. And this is going to create an amazing environment where you can naturally now organically offer these additional products and services to solve the problems that they're having and continue to grow that value exchange between you and your customer. So along with knowing your customer and having that relationship, you should be making personalized recommendations. Usually as a small business owner, our products and services are not one size fits all. Usually we are focused on tailoring our products and services a little bit to fit the exact needs of our customer. The same thing applies when you're making upsells or you're offering additional products and services. Again, you need to know the timing that your customer has. You need to know the challenges that they're facing, and you need to know how to be able to position this additional problem-solving product or service to your customer in a way that they can receive it, right? In the time that they can receive it and in the format that they can receive it. And you may have to make slight accommodations. Now, I don't think that you should be going out and making a whole bunch of custom products and services for all of your clients unless you are just really in kind of this niche business where that kind of is your business model. However, you can make slight alterations to how you present these products and services. You can make alterations to the timing. You can make alterations to what's exactly included in them. Maybe you're taking things out, you're adding things in that your client specifically needs, minor things that you can facilitate on a large basis with all of your clients. And so you really want to be personalizing these recommendations, personalizing these interactions, and not just sending out a blast email and saying, hey, we've got this new product or service, come by it, right? You really want to be having these one-on-one conversations and saying, hey, we have this additional product or service. I hear what your problem is. This could really solve this problem in this way for you. And it might be the same product or service for a lot of your clients, but it's probably going to help them in a unique way. So it's not just tailoring and customizing your product or service, but it's also tailoring the way you offer it to them based on the relationship that you have and giving that personal recommendation.
I'm glad you're enjoying the video. If you need help with hiring, training, or managing your VAs, make sure you click the link in the description below to check out our free VA hiring workshop. If you need one-on-one help with me, click the link to schedule an appointment to see how I can help.
And obviously, the next thing you want to do is make sure you're highlighting the value and the benefits of this additional product or service that you're offering to your customers. So many times in the sales process, we want to get so wrapped up in features, features, features. We want to talk about the wheels on the car, and we want to talk about it has anti-lock brakes, and we want to talk about the fact that it has some size engine, when really all customers want to do is get in the driver's seat and go. They want to know what it feels like to drive the car. They want to know what that experience is like. And so when you're making these recommendations, when you're offering these additional solutions to your customers based on the problems they're having, you want to continue to paint this picture of what their life is going to look like, what their business is going to look like when they have obtained and started using and benefiting from this additional product or service that you're offering them. And then, of course, one of my biggest philosophies in business is you want to be creating win-win scenarios. So I have never believed in win-lose scenarios in business. I don't think it's a good way to do business. I don't think it's sustainable. You need to win and they need to win. Now, a lot of times it just comes down to how we are perceiving different scenarios. Your additional offerings that you're going to be upselling or offering to your customers should be a win for you because it brings more value to your business, but it should also be a win to your client because it's helping them, again, reach those goals and get closer to those goals that they have. And so if you're not creating win-win products, win-win services, then something is off there. You need to go back to the table and you need to reevaluate what you're offering and how you can, again, maybe change it up or change the perspective, or maybe add in some more value or take out some certain things that are causing you to lose value in that scenario, and really just make sure it is a good fit for you to be able to offer. You can sustain management of that. You can offer it in a profitable way and your customer can really benefit. A lot of times as small business owners, we tend to overthink things a lot, and we tend to think that the products and services we offer have to be way more valuable and have to deliver so much more than our customers actually need. One of the things I like to say a lot is that what can make you an expert more than your customer about something is just knowing 1% more than they do. So as long as you are bringing value, it doesn't have to be this world-changing value. As long as it does bring some value, it solves a problem for them that is important to them, that continues to help them grow and get closer to their goals, that is all you really need to be focused on. Sometimes we get so focused on trying to create these products and services that seem so valuable, or again, we focus the marketing and the sales on features that we think are super valuable because we've added them into this product or service, that customers just tend to get overwhelmed. So just focus on solving the problems for your customer and focus on giving them what they need in that moment at that next stage, and just solve that next problem. You can always create more products and services in the future to solve more of their problems. And lastly, just make sure that your customer is taken care of. Make sure that they understand what they're buying. Make sure they understand the terms of engagement. Make sure that they understand how it's supposed to benefit them, how they can most utilize these different products and services that you're offering. Help them understand what it's going to lead to into the next evolution of their life or their business. Help them understand all of these different things so that way they have a really good experience. So when they think, man, I have a certain problem in this area of my life or in this area of my business, and so really helped me out so much last time I had a problem, I'm going to go back to them and see if there's any way they can help me. A lot of times when you can create this environment, your customers really are going to help you create the next best product or service in your business, because they're going to come to you and say, hey, I have this problem. I need your help. And I understand maybe you haven't come up with a solution yet, but I would like to work with you and help you develop that solution. And then you know what? Most likely your other customers are going to need that product or service as well. And now you have your next product or service that you can really sell and offer to your customers and continue to grow the profitability within your company, because you're not just relying on continuing to get a brand new customer to replace an old customer, and you're able to grow because as you add new customers, you're obviously maintaining that profit base, but you're also adding in new customers because those existing customers aren't going anywhere. They are completely happy and they're sending you referrals and they are sending you new customers and they are staying around with you and they're giving you testimonials and everything is good. And so if you are trying to offer upsells in your business, if you have salespeople, you're trying to do it yourself and you are struggling, follow the tips in this video. I promise it will help you change the game. Focus on your customers' needs, focus on their problems, and keep it simple. Just do that, solve those problems that your customers have, and offer these new products and services in an organic way. Stop trying to force it. Stop trying to make customers work on your schedule. Stop trying to make products and services fit to your customer where maybe they don't. Look at how you can optimize these products and services to fit your customers' exact needs, solve their problem, and get them to the next level. And this is how you can not only keep your existing customers around, but you can actually grow your profit base, have more time and quality of life, which is what all these videos are about. Because if you can spend less time working on just finding a new customer and you can spend less time on maintaining your customers and making sure that they're staying happy, you will have more time, you will have more happiness, and you'll be able to do more with your life, which is what I'm all about. Hey guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for tuning in. If you got some value out of that, make sure you go ahead and let me know by leaving a like. I'd love to hear your thoughts, questions, and comments down in the comments section. And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos. We release 3 videos a week, one on sales, one on marketing, and one on VAs. And of course, if you want to check out some of our services or products, check out the links in the description, as well as you can find information on one-on-one coaching and consulting with me, where we can dive into the specific strategies and solutions that you need in order to take your business from 6 figures to 7 figures or low 7 figures to more 7 figures.